In recent motorsports history, not too many drivers are completely forgotten by the series fanbase in just a few years. One case I can think of is Sergei Sirotkin's F1 career, which spanned only a single year and is completely forgotten by the F1 fanbase. Matheus Leist is one of IndyCar's latest examples of this. People said he was a Brazilian prodigy and the next Tony Kanaan. After all, Tony was hired to be Leist's mentor at AJ Foyt. In the span of 3 years, however, he was chewed up and spat out by the sport. What happened to a guy to become a part-time sports car driver after being revered as a generational talent in IndyCar? So in this episode of All IndyCar, we try and decipher the career of Matheus Leist. Born in Porto Alegre, Brazil on September 8, 1998, Matheus Leist was from a country as motorsports crazy as they get. To list the name of great racers to come from Brazil would be reading a list of motorsports legends: Emerson Fittipaldi, Nelson Piquet, Ayrton Senna, Tony Kanaan, and Helio Castroneves. Funnily enough, all of them have something else in common besides being Brazilian. They all drove Indy cars in the 1990s. Matheus Leist began his karting career in 2009 at the age of 11, staying in karts until 2013 when he progressed into the Brazilian F3 Championship, where he would grab 2 wins on his way to second in the championship. Matheus then competed in British Formula 4s, where he did pretty good for himself. 2 wins, 7 podiums, and 5th in the points in a very stacked field. He competed against current McLaren F1 driver Lando Norris and current Andretti Autosport IndyCar driver Colin Herta. Both finished ahead of Leist in the points, but this should show you that the guy had a lot of talent. For the 2016 season, Leist would race in the British F3 Series, where after a years-long points battle with Ricky Collard, Leist would win the championship with 4 wins, 2 poles, and 6 fastest laps to his name. Later that year, he was given a test with 3 different GP3 teams, but nothing ever came of this, and he moved to North America to race in Indy Lights for 2017. 2017 would see Matheus Leist race for Carlin. The season opening races at St. Petersburg would be a pretty bad start to the season. The start of the season was a bit rough, but when the series came to Barber Motorsports Park a month later, results would improve immediately, with a 4th and 7th place finish in Race 1 and Race 2 respectively. The races at the Indianapolis road course would also see an upturn in performance, with Leist getting his first podium in the second race that weekend. After this, Leist would put on his best drive in Indy Lights at the Freedom 100. At a speed of 199.198 miles an hour, Leist would start on pole next to fellow rookie Colin Herta. Matheus Leist would retain the lead at the start, while Colin would crash out of turn 2. After a 5-lap caution, the race would stay green for the duration, and Leist would put a clinic on the field. In one of the most overtake-packed races in motorsports, it would take talent to lead every lap. But that's what Leist did to win the 2017 Freedom 100. He would follow this up with 2 more victories coming at Road America and Iowa, and finished the year 4th in the points. A great year as a rookie, and at this point IndyCar teams had an eye on him. AJ Foyt Enterprises was in desperate need of stability entering 2018. In just 2 years, AJ Foyt had lost Takuma Sato, Alex Tagliani, Jack Hawksworth, Connor Daly, Carlos Munoz, and Zach Veach. A new rules package for 2018 added even more instability, but thankfully AJ Foyt would settle the team down with 2 new drivers entering 2018. In the 14 car was IndyCar champion and 2013 Indy 500 winner Tony Kanaan. He's in the back half of his storied career at this point and wants to round it off at AJ Foyt. And then there's a rookie, Matheus Leist. He's never stayed in a series for more than a year, but with the speed he showed in the previous Indy Lights season, everyone has high expectations for the kid. The media expected him to drive solid in the middle and low field, then move up to a high-strung ride and win races and championships, much like the career path Joseph Newgarden completed with his championship the year prior. This ultimately would never be the case, as AJ Foyt just isn't the equipment to impress in. The team struggled all year long, with Tony Kanaan getting the better of Leist by only 2 positions in the standings. The team wasn't the same one Scott Sharp won a championship in. It wasn't even close, and in the 2 years Leist and Kanaan were at Foyt, they would only have a combined 10 top 10s. Leist would grab a 4th place finish at a chaotic 2019 Indy Grand Prix, his best ever IndyCar finish. Because of the poor equipment Leist was handed, he just never had the opportunity to stand out, and when the checkered flag fell at Laguna Seca, it would be the last time Leist would be in an IndyCar. For the 2020 season, Leist was without an IndyCar ride, and nearly 2 years after his final start, there's no sign he's going to make a return. The career of Matheus Leist is a sad one in the world of motorsports. No one really appreciated the talent that he was, and still still is, and because of that, he's probably out of options in IndyCar. Remember, the guy's still only 23. He can rejoin IndyCar next year and still become one of the best in the sport, despite the bump in the road he finds himself in right now. However, with the amount of people in IndyCar's waiting room increasing every month, it's unlikely we'll ever see him in an IndyCar again. It's not too common that I completely switch my feelings on a certain driver in researching their career. I always just saw him as a slower guy at AJ Foyt with the wackier hair, but in doing this video I've shown to myself, and hopefully you watching at home, that there's more to this man's career, however short it might have been to most.